Hi, fellow lights and light travelers. This week's message came through as a pick a pile. So I'm normally drawn to one deck. This week I was drawn to three. So I was like, okay, three readings need to come through, three messages need to come through. If you're drawn to one deck, please hear the message for that. If you're drawn to two or three, go ahead and see what's coming through. Take what resonates, leave the rest. As always, you have the ultimate control of your destiny, right? Nothing's set in stone. This is just the energies as they currently read. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this week's pick a pile readings and hear what message Spirit wants you to listen to and wants you to hear, or you're being invited to listen to and hear. Enjoy. While you're here, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Enjoy your reading. Hello, fellow lights and light travelers. Welcome again to Light Journeys Tarot. If you're new here, thank you for joining with your energy. I appreciate your being here. This week, I'm actually feeling called to do a pick a pile. So I did that a lot at the beginning of this channel. So if you're called to that sort of thing, you can look back in my older videos. This week's message is about listening and what you need to hear. And I was trying to connect to see which deck was calling me, and I was pulled to three of my decks. So it feels like Spirit is telling me this is a pick a pile. Let the collective who is here, who is connected, my fellow lights and light travelers, choose which deck calls to you. Normally I get all fancy with this and I pull out multiple gems that you can choose from, or I pull out the zodiac signs. I want this to be a test of, trusting your intuition. So in this case, we have three decks. We have Tarot 1, the Wonderstruck, and the Dream of the Nile Tarot. So you have three options. Sit with it, take a moment, breathe, clear, trust yourself, and see which of these decks is calling to you. I will then go ahead and do three different readings. Whichever message is coming through to you, by all means. If you feel pulled to more than one, trust yourself, trust your intuition, and go ahead and watch both readings. I'm going to timestamp it in the description below, so please do make sure you go to the timestamp in the description. And yeah, this will be pile number 1, Dream of the Nile Tarot will be pile number 1. Pile number 2 will be the beautiful deck made by Adam 1 called Tarot 1. And pile number 3 will be Wonderstruck Tarot by Chi. Beautiful, beautiful tarot. So yeah, if you're drawn to pile number 1, Dream of the Nile. If you're drawn to pile number 2, Tarot 1. If you're drawn to pile number 3, Wonderstruck. And let's go ahead and see what Spirit wants to get into. All right. Hello, pile number 1. I appreciate your being here with me for your Dream of the Nile Tarot reading. This week's reading is about listening and what message is trying to get through to you. What do you need to hear? What is trying to reach you? As always, I like to say this is the energies as they currently sit. You yourself have the ultimate power. You are the creator of your universe, okay? So take what resonates, leave the rest, okay? Anything that doesn't resonate, just put it to the side, and always lead with the highest intention from your heart space for the highest good of yourself and for all. So with that said, let's get into it and see what message wants to come through from you, from Spirit. All right? All right, Spirit. What message? What does this collective need to hear? What do they need to listen to? What message do they need to listen to? What message is coming through for the collective? What message is coming through? What message? What do they need to hear? Spirit, what do they need to hear? Okay, trusting the stop. We've got the Hierophant. Beautiful. All right. I feel like this is the Seven of, it's like cups or orbs. I'll double check just because this is a new deck for me, but I'm pretty sure these orbs are like cups, but I'll double check. All right. And Wands, the Nine of Wands. And I believe this is a Seven of Cups, but let me double check to make sure that I'm reading this deck. It's a brand new, beautiful deck for me. Let's go ahead and get into it. And looking this up, this is a Seven of Earth, so this is Seven of Pentacles, which makes sense. I should have. So yes, Pentacles. So this is a Hierophant, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Nine of Wands. Beautiful. Let's get into it. Let's actually pull this over so that we can read it a little bit more clearly. So with the Hierophant, this is often about people seeking guidance, seeking counsel. This could be, you know, in issues of health, going to a doctor, in, you know, learning, going to a professor or a guide of some sort, right? Traditional spiritual guidance, right? Conformity, wisdom, some type of mentorship. So this to me speaks that you have been a person who has been seeking. You have been a person who has been looking and questing what I feel for knowledge. In this image, they have Imhotep receiving guidance from Orion's belt, from Orion, right? I want to go spiritual with this. So what I am feeling are you are a person who has been questing for knowledge, perhaps spiritual knowledge, probably the esoteric, the connection, the meaning of life, the meaning of universe, your purpose here. This could be like a physical manifestation of your purpose. Like, what am I here to do? What am I here to bring forth? What's the greater knowledge? How are things connected? So this has been something in the past energy that you've been working through. You've been seeking. And it almost feels here, right? I'm initially drawn to like the fact that it's funneling in through the crown chakra and the third eye. So this feels like sometimes you get creative flashes in your mind's eye of ideas of things that you want to bring forth, envisioning how things are as you've been learning, as you've been seeking guidance. Sometimes just like a clear knowing, a cognizance of just understanding concepts, understanding the bigger picture, funneling this knowledge in, right? This has been you like calling it forth. You've been absorbing, okay, the connection, the bigger picture of everything. What's truly going on? What am I here to learn? What am I here to do? And you've done it with open arms. Yes, this is a person lifting it, so it almost seems like they're holding it, they're cradling it. But it also feels like open arms, like I am open to the knowledge that is meant to come through for me. That's interesting. My eye was caught by, I don't know if that's like a leaf, like in the sunlight. Looks very orange. I'll keep that in mind. It almost looks like a glowing light. Perhaps you have been following a point. There's something that's been drawing your attention. There's been a shining light, a beacon in the distance. There's something that's just beyond you that's been pulling you, calling you forth. It almost looks like these lights, right? Above these pyramids. So I think these are the pyramids of Giza. So you have a North Star. So perhaps in your astrological chart, you are a person that is very inquisitive, curious. Perhaps you've been following your North Node. Perhaps you have been looking for, metaphorically speaking, your guiding light, your North Node, something that's been pulling you forward in your quest for truth and knowledge. So this is, that past energy of what you've been pulling through. You've been drinking it all in and absorbing it and connecting. And the fact that this is like Taurus led, it feels like you've been absorbing it in the past and grounding it. So this is a very grounded knowledge that you've been seeking and attaining and learning about. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy. So with the Seven of Pentacles here, the Seven of Earth, this is a period of calling in patience, right? This is something that you've been working on. So presently, the message that is coming through, what you need to hear, what you need to listen, is that it is a moment of patience. I'm drawn to this figure in the middle, the mummy. It looks like a mummy, okay, or a sarcophagus of some sort. This looks like, it immediately comes into the chrysalis form, right? The stillness, the pause before the transformation, or during. No, during the transformation, not before. There is a transformation currently setting place. What's beautiful here is you are fortified. You are properly cocooned, right? You are protected in this transition phase. So in this moment, the message that is being brought forth presently for you is to trust and to have patience. This is a moment of pause, of transformation, of things slowly working, behind the scenes, underneath the alchemical changes that are taking place in your body, in your psyche, in the essence that is you. You are the soul, so your soul itself is evolving. It is, because it's Taurus, I'm feeling it's a very grounded, right? It's pulling back that grounding energy. This could be that the knowledge that you've been getting up to this point in the past is now calling you into this moment of truly absorbing the information that you've gotten. And sometimes that information is, what's the word I want to say? I feel like the moments personally that have been the most impactful have come in moments of silence, right? When I am able to still my thoughts and clear and release kind of the chaotic energies of what's happening around, are when those messages come in, and I realize the alchemical process is taking place, that I am the receiver. And this feels like a receiver, right? This feels like this connected piece. This is you, like an antenna, and you are currently cocooned and absorbing, but you are receiving, you are receiving, you are transforming, okay? This is happening now. But this is inviting you to patience, because this is for it to truly ground and become something that is permanent, something that is a legacy for yourself, something that you will be able to transmit. You need to go through this transmutation. So this is currently the phase that you are in. You are transmuting, you are changing, you are growing, you are cocooned, and you are loved. So to trust you are receiving, to trust you are receiving, and you are meant to ground this energy. You are transmuting it. This is a slow moment. This is a relaxed moment. This is a breathing moment, and you are taking in, and this is not the time for, it doesn't feel like the time for rushing energy. I feel like slow, steady, impactful evolution that's taking place. So just trust, 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 trust. You are receiving, you are transmuting, you are alchemizing. That's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's go on to the next message. The Nine of Wands is often about persistence and endurance, okay? In the fact that this energy, right, and this came out upright, so this, two phases of the moon, this feels like a full moon, this feels like revelation. In this quest for knowledge, for your path, for what it is that you're meant to do, your shining star, your north node, your guiding light, right? You have been inhaling this knowledge, you've been absorbing this knowledge, and right now you are currently in the phase of alchemization, right? You're transmuting it, it's absorbing into you, and it is becoming what you are, right? It is becoming the essence of you, okay? You are transmuting and transducing. You are creating this energy. You are the transceiver. You are both the perceiver and the projector, right? You're taking in and you are creating, and then you are projecting, you know, this world that you are creating and this knowledge that you've gained and this pathway that you're meant to build, right? You're receiving the knowledge and then you're forging the path in the way, right? In the way in which you alchemize and choose to then thus create. And this persistence and this endurance that's coming forth is going to reveal, right? It's going to be the shining light that guides you. This is telling you that your persistence and your endurance is going to pay off, because things will be revealed for you. The path will be illuminated. You are guided. You are going to achieve higher than what you even thought possible, okay? This is I'm thinking like the ultimate, the word that's coming to me, the ultimate grounding of what it is that you are paving, where the path that you are heading, the purpose, right? Your purpose, okay? In this alchemization of these truths, your purpose, your ultimate goal will be fully revealed, and you will be guided. And it almost feels like what I'm seeing here and what I'm kind of drawn to is kind of like this empty space, the white space. It's creating like a flow, like a river. You will be in ultimate flow, but it also feels like a connection of as above, so below. You will be, this almost feels like, again, the ultimate transceiver of hidden wisdoms and knowledge and awareness in a flow state that's going to come through, and you're going to ground this energy. I also don't know, like, right, this is Taurus and this had Taurus. And even though this is Sagittarius, I'm feeling a lot of grounding here. Like it almost feels like 2 points on like a connector. Like, you know what I mean? Like when you have to, when you're dealing with electricity, you have to have your grounding ends that then connect through and complete the circuit. So what I'm feeling here is that circuitry. But this feels like you. This feels like you, once you've transmuted, you will be fully embodied into the reception. You are the receiver. You will have the connection of above and so below. You will be able to clearly receive and be revealed those, because it's the moon, these inner truths. And the inner truths are also universal wisdoms. So this feels like this is, you are the receiver. I almost feel like you are like the circuitry. You yourself are the battery that will then plug into the universal construct, the matrix, if you want to call it, beyond the matrix, right? And you will then be able to quiet, because you have done the work and you are transmuting currently and you're absorbing all that stuff, that now you will be a clear conduit, is the word that I want to say. A conduit, right? Your body as a temple, receiving these messages clearly through and anchoring it into the earth, anchoring these messages through. Perhaps your pathway is one of sharing knowledge. Perhaps you are going to be a person that takes ideas that come to you and you're going to make them real by, you know, creating wonderful things that can help this planet. You know, you may be a person that's going to, like, I'm thinking of the word construction came into my mind. So you may be a person that's going to come through and you are going to build technologies or frameworks, structural frameworks, educational frameworks. You are going to receive a creative flow, a knowledge, a wisdom, a connection to the universe to help bring through into manifestation, into this 3D reality, into this earth school, new transmissions, new ways of what's the word I'm looking for? That's not just technologies. I don't mean technology literally in the technical sense. You're going to bring in new structures. There's going to be new structures that you create. So this could be like, laws that you help to create and implement. This could be new ways of teaching, right? You are no longer the student that is seeking. You are now moving from the Hierophant to the teacher. You were seeking the Hierophant. You have become the Hierophant, right? This is like the yin and the yang, the balance. You're absorbing that information. You're transmuting it. And now you're going to be the person that then thus goes and shares it, then thus goes and creates the grounded reality of the new ways of interacting. This could be through communication. This could be educational. This could be in laws, okay? In this connection, in this illumination that you're going to be receiving, you're going to bring it through and ground it as the conduit. And your purpose, you will be fulfilling your purpose. That will be you living in your flow state and your north node and your higher thing, going to that guided north point, and pulling through that guidance. So this is gorgeous. So the message that you're trying to, what wants to come through, what you need to hear in this time is to trust that you are in a form of evolution. The work that you've been doing, the knowledge that you've been gaining, however that may be, you are becoming the newest version of yourself, the better improved version of yourself that's then going to go and create such a beautiful change. Like you will be the conduit to bring forth change in your families, in your communities, in your friendships, in your workspace. I definitely feel like you feel like you're very grounded. Like your energy that I'm feeling is very grounded. You might be a Taurus, but again, you might just have that grounding energy. I just feel like you are a person that's going to help create, and this is your future, but what you're going to bring in is going to be beyond what you even believed, and you're going to help create change in such a beautiful, impactful, manifested, solid way that's going to benefit not just yourself, but many other people around you. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So what you're trying to hear, what they want you to hear, what they want you to listen is to believe, to have patience in this moment, to have patience, and to have faith. Because what's coming is, and to persevere, to endure, okay, to listen. You're on the right path. You're doing the right things, to trust that you're going through this process right now, and this will be revealed to you, and keep doing the work. This is steady, slow progress is what's coming through, and it's grounded, and it's transmuting, and it's alchemizing, and what you're going to bring forth is going to be such a beautiful, impactful thing that I don't even know exactly what you're bringing in, but like I said, this might be like a new way of educating. This could be a new this might even be like new music that you bring forth. This feels for me more creative, but like in a solid sense. So I'm feeling like law. I'm feeling like physically building things. I'm feeling changing structures and workplaces. This feels very grounded in this earth. So whatever it is that you're working for, like trust yourself, trust that this process is unfolding, trust that you're doing the right steps, lead from your heart always, 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 and trust that you are going to be the conduit that's going to bring forth this manifested physical. This feels very physical that you're bringing forth. So very physical things. So structures, and not just physical structures, but like structures within, new workplaces and whatnot. You are bringing that in. So Your work will be impactful and is important. So trust that. Listen, gather your strength, transmute, and trust that what is coming is beyond anything you could have imagined. That's beautiful. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pull 2 oracle cards to see what else Spirit wants to share in your reading today. All right, the first deck that I'm pulled to is the Oracle of the Hidden Worlds, and this almost like fell out of my hand. So this feels like there's a very strong message possibly coming through for you here. So let's start with this Oracle and see what wants to come forth for you. All right, Spirit, what other message would like to come through for this collective? What message? What do they need to hear? What do they need to listen to? What message is coming forth, Spirit? What else would you like to share with this collective? What else is coming forth for this collective, Spirit? Okay, trusting the stop. Open like the lotus. Flowering spirit, revelation, maturity. This is gorgeous. All right, let's see what wants to come through. I kind of just want to put it in the middle like this. Let's see. And then let's go ahead and grab the guidebook and see what message would like to come through. What's interesting, right? It says flowering spirit, revelation, maturity. And remember, I was saying what's going to come through will be revealed. So this definitely, thank you, Spirit, for that confirmation. All right, let's see. You have opened fully and flowered. If you feel you have not, this is the time to contemplate this lotus and see what takes place when you, like it, fully open up and bloom. It takes time to open in nature and in life, and we do so because it is in our very nature to expand and open up to our full potential, to all that we are. This lotus is being its most potentialized self. But we humans often stop at certain points upon the opening process and feel and grow comfortable there, because we have received cultural and societal approval to stay there and go no further. But your full potential lies in continual expansion. All right, thank you, Spirit. So while you're in this process of, it almost feels like an invitation, the listening here is while you're alchemizing and transmuting and going through steady, to be careful not to fall into the comfort and to continue to grow and to expand, so that you can reach this full, idealized, materialized version of what you're going to what you will be bringing into fruition. So thank you, Spirit, for that. For you, it is not so much the continual expansion of the physical self, for we all grow old. This is the transitory nature of physical existence. But we expand the soulful self. We keep opening our minds. Right here, opening your mind, okay? So stay ever as the student as you keep learning, opening your mind. Expanding our hearts, remember, lead with your heart, and extending our spirit and unfurling the pearls of consciousness until we are open and in bloom, like you are finally in the state of reception. When you open yourself and you keep transmuting and you do that work, but you stay in a state of receptivity, you will be received. You will be the transceiver. You will be the conduit for that information. Thank you, Spirit, for that confirmation. All about us are these bright sparks of the divine, like the fairy tending to the lotus. These are our sparkling moments of divine connection, coming at unexpected times, reminding us of our sacred nature, urging us to go beyond what our world wants us to think of. Not the natural world, but this constructed human world. And when these moments come, that brief, glorious moment of bliss helps us to continue on the soul's journey to first bloom and then evolve. This card is your reminder to be like the lotus, to open up, to extend, to explore your full potential, and to remember that where you are now may not be where you are being urged by the soul to go. Okay? You are going to bloom. You are going to expand, emerge. You are going to be like the butterfly. Okay? What is coming is so much grander than you had imagined. Okay? Come back to your deepest values. Measure your life against those. and make that small change that will see you flower today. Illumination. I am opening up like the lotus flower, and when I open, the divine can reach me. Ooh, thank you, Spirit. That felt it. Yes. I trust that this is reaching who it's meant to reach. Take what resonates and leave the rest. But this feels very, I feel compelled to say this feels like a message that is definitely meant to reach you if you listen and you receive. Okay. The other oracle deck that I was drawn to is the Fractals of Nature. I felt a lot of grounding energy from you, so from this collective. So let's go ahead and see what's coming forth from the fractals of nature. All right. All right. Spirit, what else would like to come through for this collective? What else? This one's a little harder to shuffle. That's okay. What else would like to come through for this collective today? What else would like to come through for this collective today? What else wants to come through for this collective in this message? What else do they need to hear? What else do they need to hear? What else do they need to hear? Trusting the stop. The burden of the self is lightened when I laugh at myself. All right. Let's see. Let me put this down and let me pull this over and then we will read. Let me fix this. Can you see that? Move this up a little bit. Yes, there we go. All right, let's get the guidebook and see what message wants to come through. Okay, this guidebook comes with advice as well, so I will read it, take what resonates, leave the rest, okay? The visual. This form curves in a graceful, self-contained arc, suggesting a creature that finds delight in its own singular shape. The body is textured with a mosaic of golden seed-like nodules, while its outer edge is fringed with a riot of soft, pale blue ruffles that resemble delicate underwater blossoms. There is a sense of whimsical buoyancy here. The organism does not strive for rigid symmetry, but instead flows a fluid, playful logic of its own. A light rhythmic energy defines the structure, which appears to be caught mid-turn as if dancing through its environment with effortless ease. The contrast between the grounded, earthy tones of the core and the airy, frothy texture of the ruffles creates a balance of substance and levity. This is a geometry that does not take itself too seriously, prioritizing the grace of the curve over the severity of the straight line. Two things. Although it mentions it being grounded, but airy. And I feel like that is the essence of what's been coming through. I've been feeling grounding, but this connecting, this opening up, this almost feels like that, you know, and the flow state. So yes, you are like a yin-yang balance of grounding and airiness. It's very interesting. Thank you, Spirit. The burden of the self is lightened when I laugh at myself. The language. The wisdom of Tagore offers a gentle release from the weight of identity. Gravity is often found not in our circumstances, but in the seriousness in which we carry our own names, our reputations, and our perceived importance. Okay, so when going through in this creation that you're going to just release, just allow, just flow, just laugh, just trust that the universe is doing this. You don't have to take everything so seriously. The invitation to listen is that you don't need to, I'm doing this and I have to do this, and you're doing it. You're doing it. You're in the flow state. When you open and you receive and you stay in that space of wonder and you continue to grow and you don't fall into being placated and stagnant, you know, when you continue to stay in that flow state and then trust and just kind of laugh and be joyful about it, this is going to flow and it'll bring forth, okay, what it is that you need. This card serves as an invitation to meet your own reflection with a sense of playful irony. When you allow yourself to find humor in your own contradictions and small vanities, The heavy burden of maintaining a perfect self-image simply dissolves. You begin to see that you are not a monument to be guarded, but a fluid and ever-changing dance of experience. Like the ruffled creature in this image, your true beauty is found when you let go of rigidity and embrace the lightness of being. By laughing at the self, you make room for the soul to play. The reflection. This card appears to remind you that the quickest way to find your center is often through a moment of lightheartedness. Reflect on the heavy armor. Where in your life are you holding on to a serious image of yourself that has become exhausting to maintain? The gift of laughter. When was the last time you caught yourself in a moment of vanity or stubbornness and chose to laugh instead of judge? And then the fluid curve. How can you introduce a sense of ruffled playfulness into a situation that currently feels heavy or overly structured? You are far more than the person you are trying so hard to be. Let yourself be light enough to float. All right. All right. Beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Thank you, pile one. I hope this resonated. Take what resonates, leave the rest. If you feel called to get a in-depth one-on-one, I do offer readings on my Etsy and my Ko-Fi stores. Thank you for being here. I look forward to connecting with you all next week, sending this forth in love and light. And I hope that Spirit brought through some wisdom of what you need to hear if you just listen and allow and trust that what will be greater than you will ever have imagined, and just to allow to be light, to flow, to trust, to pause, but to not fall into stagnancy, and just know that you are on the path. Lead with your heart. Keep transmuting what you are receiving and move forth into this next chapter of your life, where the illumination will come if you so open like the lotus and are light like air. All right. See you all next week. Bye. Hey, pile number 2, thank you so much for joining me here on Light Journeys Tarot, my fellow light and light travelers, once again. So with this pile, okay, you've been drawn to the Tarot 1 deck. We're going to bring through a message that Spirit is saying, listen, what is it that you need to hear? As always, I like to say that you are the ultimate power over your own life and destiny, right? These are energies as they sit. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Just trust that you know the way and lead from your heart. So take what resonates, leave the rest. This is a collective energy, so there could be messages here for, someone else that's listening, or maybe it all resonates for you. Regardless, trust that you know, lead with the highest good, with the best intention, and let's go ahead and see what message wants to bring forth for you. All right. All right, Spirit. What is coming through for this collective? What do they need to hear? What do they need to hear? All right. What is coming through for pile 2? All right, trusting the stop. We got the Knight of Swords, the 8 of Coins, and the 5 of Coins. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. With the Knight of Swords, this shows that the past energy that you've brought forth has been someone that's very ambitious, very determined, fixated on what it is that you want to achieve and accomplish in this life. I'm hearing like dogged determination is the phrase that's coming into my mind. Dogged determination. Let's see. I'm hearing control. I'm hearing control. So in the past energies, right? Like this is a person, like I'm drawn immediately to the hand, and the word that's coming in is the manipulation, and I don't mean it in like a bad manipulating energy. I mean, you are the person to control, to hold the joystick. You are the person at the control wheel. You are the you like to be the one that maintains the, or you have been the person, right? This is that past energy, the person that likes to steer the ship is what I'm saying. Be at the controls. Like if you were driving a car, you are the one that is driving. You are not the passenger princess. You're not in the passenger seat. You're not in the back. You are the person that is driving the car. You are steering the ship where it needs to go. So I feel like have been, okay, this past energy that's coming through is a very determined, I like to control the outcome of things. I like to have my hands on. I like to be the one that steers the path. I am the navigator. The navigator is coming in. The navigator, 100%. Let's see. But what's interesting is this is a lot to carry on your shoulders. So this is almost like the chip on your shoulder, but it has also been a lot to carry on your shoulder. It is the thing. It is the weights that have been on you because of the person, because of living, or you have had, and you have previously lived in a state of, I need to control, I need to steer, I need to be the person, things need to flow my way. I'm going to be the one at the gears. It has been like having a chip on your shoulder, but it is also the weight of being like, oh, I have to be the one to get this right. I have to be the one to control. I have to be the one to hit the right buttons, right? It's a heavy burden to carry. So yes, this is not a light load. And this could also be, because it's the Knight of Swords, a mental thing. So it could be like mentally, this is how you view things. And also it's a mental load that you've had to carry because you are the one that has to process how things go, where things steer, how to get through things. Okay, this has been that past energy of like, I am the navigator. I have to do this. I have to steer the ship. How do I come up with this? What's my new plan of attack, right? You're constantly analyzing and thinking and controlling, or thinking of ways to control the best outcome. But it's burdensome. That can get tiring. That could get wearing. That could be stressful. So yeah, that's your past energy. All right, let's go ahead and go into the next one. Presently, you are a person that is hardworking and super productive. Your current energy is get it done, keep going, and I feel like this is part of that past energy of controlling things. You're very productive, don't like to stop. I don't want to say it like don't like to stop, right? I think everybody wants a break, right? Like we're all human. We're all like, come on. But there's a determined driving force in you. Like there is I have to do this. Like it feels very, like a very strong urge is what's currently coming through, that I need to be productive. I'm going to be productive. I'm going to create. I am doing this. I'm getting this done, and I'm steering the ship. Let's see. Okay. Well, the first thing I'm drawn to is the eyes and the mouth. This almost feels like overwhelm. Like I'm seeing this right here. It almost looks like there's lots of projects that you are juggling, lots of ideas and things in your life that are happening. Like this feels like there's so much, and you feel, while you've got your eyes dead set on what it is that you're doing, I can't help but feel like this feels like, oh, like that. What I'm feeling is like, oh, like I got so much to do. Like I don't have time to stop right now. This feels very, I'm just hearing overwhelmed. And it's almost like, wow, you're becoming, it feels like in this sense, you feel like you are part of the structure. Like if you look at her arms, like they are part of the buildings. Like you currently feel stuck in the mechanisms of I need to do, this has to get done, I'm creating these products, I am the product. Like, there's no blur line, there is no work and you, it is all blending together. This is very, it feels, for me at least, very overwhelming. Extremely overwhelming. And what I've noticed here is that, this is kind of like your heart chakra. While you are very heart-led, you have created a cage around that energy to protect yourself amidst this deterministic, productive, and perhaps part of it is you're trying to go from the heart space, but it just feels like you've got a lot going on, yes, currently you have like a bazillion projects and products, and wow, you are a very hard worker, very, very hard worker. All right, let's see. The Five of Coins or the Five of Pentacles is like focusing on lack or physically feeling like drained. It feels like the energies as they stand, right? The needing to control, the having lots of projects and products going on, right? Like pushing, building, could lead to possibly a sense of feeling physically drained, and also where this currently sits feels like if the invitation, what I'm feeling heavily, is to allow yourself a change of perspective, because if you don't, then you're going to push yourself to physical drain, physical exhaustion, and the focus is not in the correct. So because of focus, overwhelm, build, you may eventually get to a point where like, why haven't I reached this yet, or why hasn't this happened, or whatever. So your focus could be external, and instead of, wow, look at how much I've built, let me allow myself time to absorb, to heal, to applaud myself, to offload some of these to like team or whoever it is, maybe. Like if you continue in this energy of like, I've got to do it, but I don't have time. Like, yeah, I need to stop, but I don't have time to stop. Yeah, I have to do it, but I have all these products I need to do. If you don't allow yourself respite, a breather, to trade off on those long trips of driving where someone else sometimes comes in to drive or is the partner, it could potentially lead to really physically being exhausted. And kind of, I feel like what came into my mind is like missing the forest, like for the trees type deal. Like you're not seeing the full picture, but also it's like you're not stopping to smell the roses. So it's like, if you continue on this track, it's almost like life feels like it could pass you by. The invitation to listen here is to allow yourself to live. Like, and yes, you're like, well, I'm doing, I have to do this because I have to live. Like, this is how I live. I have to produce. That's the machine. That is the machine speaking. That is the current cultural, societal norm of manufacturing, of producing, of capitalism, You are not a machine. You are a light. You are a light being. You are here to experience. So am I saying like stop your work? No. But at 5 o'clock, set your boundary. Step away. Allow yourself enjoyment. Be with your friends, be with your family. Meditate, pause. Rejuvenate yourself on the weekends. I know it's hard, right? Me and my partner both, he works full time, I work full time, we have a family. It's hard during the week to then thus, oh, well, and I have to get chores and stuff done. Sometimes just let yourself have a lazy day. Get out of the house. Yes, I have stuff to do. Okay, that's fine. You got to do it. It'll be there. Still get things done. Maybe start breaking things up in smaller tasks throughout the week so that you still have that time back on the weekends. Taking 5, 10, 15 minutes for yourself at the end of the day, every day, could be as simple as, allowing yourself to decompress. Pull yourself out of the machine by feeding and nourishing the humanity, your soul essence, the divinity of what you are, right? We're part of consciousness. You're here, existing, impacting the world. And, yes, I'm impacting it with what I do and what I produce. You impact it by just being. Just being here. You're the miracle. You are this beautiful light here on this earth. Nurture that. Acknowledge that. Give back to this heart that's pushing so hard, that's working so hard, that has done so much. The invitation here to listen, and it's what feels like's coming through here is you don't want to end up in this physically exhausted, I've missed everything, life has passed me by energy. The invitation is to wake up out of this, to come forth into the beauty of who you are and what you are, and to breathe and to allow and to feel and to experience outside of the machine. Let's not go into this physical exhaustive energy. This is a potential, but you have power. Look at how much you've done. You can control. That is you. You can control. You do pilot. Pilot yourself. Produce for yourself. Moments for you. Respite. Breathing. Relaxing. I don't have time. What's amazing is I bet you're the same person who at work, they're like, we need you to do this and we need you to do this and we need you to do this. And other people would be like, that's impossible. No, give that project to so-and-so, figure this out. I'm going to move things around. Not you. You're the person that's like, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to budget this in. I'll budget this in. I'll budget this in. I'll budget this in. Why can't you budget in time for yourself? Why can't you budget in time to stop and breathe? Why can't you budget in time? Because you are that person. So the excuse of I don't have time, you can make the time. I can't do that. Yes, you can. If you can make the time to be part of this machine and to be working like a robot, you are capable. You are able to control stopping and creating time for you outside of this, to your humanity, to your soul. Come out of this machine. That's not you. You're not a robot. You're not metal. You're not these things that they're trying to create, this AI. You're a soul. You're a human. You're consciousness. Allow yourself. Budget it for you. Boundaries for you. Have a breath. A moment to relax. I trust that you are fully capable. You feel like a very strong, determined person, that you can do this for you. The fear may be coming, what happens if I stop? Start little. Don't overwhelm yourself. Start taking those little bits of moment and show yourself it's okay. At 30 minutes at the end of the night, you'll be okay. Budget that time in for you. Don't push yourself to exhaustion. You're doing a lot. It's okay. It's okay to take time for yourself, to relax. It's okay. You're not a machine. All right, let's pull some oracle cards and see what else Spirit wants to pull forward for you. All right, the first oracle deck I am pulled to is Intuitive Whispers. Let's see what Spirit wants to bring forth for you. All right, Spirit, what message would like to come through for deck 2 in this collective? What would like to come through for this collective? What do they need to hear? What do they need to listen to? What's coming through for this collective? What is coming through for this collective? Okay, trusting the stop. Feel into emotions. Ooh, this is interesting too. I'm like, before I even read the card, I'm drawn to the fact that it's this big lion, this big force, which feels like you. And I'm like, look, there's this call to feel, to experience. I feel like this falls right here. All right, let's go ahead and get the oracle deck and see what message comes through. All right. How do you feel in this moment? Close your eyes and feel. Notice the sensations and emotions running through you. We often intellectualize our emotions rather than feeling them. When someone asks you how you are, do you answer with how you think you should feel or how you truly feel? When you think into your emotion, there is a possibility that you will deceive yourself, either by wanting everything to be fine, even if it isn't, or being too afraid to celebrate your joy. The phrase, "I'm fine," is often used to allow you to bypass how you are truly feeling and hold you in a place of no feeling. By feeling your emotions, you are allowing yourself to experience the full, beautiful spectrum of them and to release them rather than letting them become stuck within the body. It's important to feel into your emotions so that you become aligned with yourself. Perhaps you've been ignoring the ups and downs of your emotions in fear of what might happen if you truly felt them. Let this be your reassurance that in order to heal, you need to feel. And life is much fuller when you allow yourself to feel the full array of emotions. All right, how to feel into emotion. Close your eyes. When you close your eyes, you switch the focus away from your external surroundings and into your internal space. It's from within this space that you can begin to feel. Scan down from the top of your head to your toes and notice the movement of your breath, the sensations and emotions inside of your body. Are you holding tension in certain areas? Or is there a powerful sensation that draws your attention to it? Feel into the intricacies of your inner world. Become really honest with how you do feel rather than how you think you should feel. Allow emotions to arise and sensations to move. With this inner awareness of your emotions, you then have a choice to change them. What do you choose to feel? You don't have to be stuck in this machine experience. The invitation that is coming through, that listening that's coming through, is slowly allowing moments for you. So thank you, Spirit, with that confirmation of allowing yourself to feel, right? I felt like your heart is very guarded. So thank you, Spirit, again for this confirmation. You're not a machine. It's time to call back. The invitation you're being called to listen to and to heed, if you so choose, is to call back the humanity, the soul of you. You are not a machine. It is okay for you to feel. It is okay for you to carve time for yourself, if you so choose, right? You have the control. So how are you choosing to experience this life? All right. The next oracle I was drawn to is Wisdom of the Oracle. Let's see what needs to come through. Spirit, what last thing needs to come through for this collective? What final message would like to come through for this collective? What final message would like to come through for this collective? What final message would like to come through for this collective? What do they need to hear? What are they being called to listen to? Okay, trusting the stop. Observer. And it did come out upside down, so we'll see if this has a reversed observer. Let's see. Okay, it looks like with this deck, I don't think it has a upside down, but they have different meanings. The Oracle's message, a relationship message, a prosperity message. So I will read all of those for you. Whatever resonates, please take, leave the rest. All right. Observer. The essential meaning here is perspective, objectivity, and neutral observation from a distance. The Oracle's message. Most people see the world through a personal lens. They closely identify with their feelings and experiences, so much so that they come to believe that these are the only reality. There are times when you need distance in order to gain perspective and understand your circumstances from a more neutral vantage point. Stepping outside of the the hamster wheel, the constant go, 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 right? Stepping outside of it for a second, getting a different perspective. This is a perfect moment for you to begin to do some exploring. So this is your invitation. This is what Spirit is calling you to listen and hear, okay? Instead of only considering yourself, consider what you need to understand about the conditions, people, culture, and environment you're engaged with now. You'll be so happy that you did. Illumination is the miracle you seek and will find indeed. And will indeed find. All right. Relationship message. If you so choose to take this like that, here is that advice. Sometimes you just can't see the forest for the trees in your way. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Feelings can get all jumbled up, and often you hear one thing when a person says another. It can be like an echo of an unresolved past experience dubbed over your conversation. Take time out before you react. It's likely the other person has no idea how their words have affected you. Take a few steps back and lend understanding to the situation. Have faith in your connection and trust that you can come together. Take higher ground now and cultivate curiosity about what you observe in yourself, in others, and in the landscape. You will find things much improved sooner than you know. The prosperity message says, it is an advantageous time for you to get some distance from what you're doing and see your work and your projects from a different perspective. Thank you, Spirit. The trick is to connect the essence of your goals and aspirations while letting the form and timing be dictated by Spirit, okay? You're releasing some of that rigidity and trusting. And trust, right? If this feels like you and you're like, yes, this is me, then trust that spirit and the universe is getting you this message. So trust that it is possible for you to take that different perspective and to allow spirit and source, God, whatever you want to call it, to come through and help build, right? This, you are not alone. You don't have to do this alone. Like, the message is coming through for you. It's coming to you because it was meant to find you so that you know that it's possible, that you can trust, that the universe has you, that the universe wants you to succeed, that you're not alone, that you don't have to shoulder everything, you know? You may be too personally attached to an outcome and unable to see the miracle because it's not turning out exactly as you planned. Trust spirit. The perfect version of your abundance is right in front of you. Remain neutral and curious and watch the miracle unfold. Thank you, Spirit. All right, and then the protection message. Ever think sometimes your life options are suction cupped to your face and you can't see beyond yourself? There's a big world out there, a multitude of potential realities that you're unable to perceive at present. So you're a little stuck. It's time to get advice from someone you trust, someone who has a better perspective on your circumstances. Other points of view are needed now before you move forward. Take heart. A beautiful vista is waiting for you to drink it in. You just need a little help widening your scope beyond your small self. Calling in assistance. Carving out time for yourself. Changing perspective. Trusting that you've got this. Feels like all messages that are coming through and that spirit and source and the universe has your back and that it will help things work out for you. So it's okay to kind of pull back on the, constant controlling urge to force and control, and like, it's okay. You're okay. Like, it's okay. The universe has you. It is okay. It's time to change perspective. It's time to feel. It's time to carve out time for yourself. You're safe. You're safe to change, to be float free like a butterfly. I just saw a yellow butterfly floating by. It's okay for you to evolve in your experience of how you are moving through this world. It's gonna be okay. Because at the end of the day, you've got this. So you're not going to allow yourself to fail. But at the same time, you are going to trust that it's safe to feel. It is safe to carve yourself some time to relax. It is safe to... It's safe to fly. It's safe to fly. All right. I hope this resonates with you. Take what resonates, leave the rest. I'm sending this forth with light for your highest good. You have the power. I hope that you find some respite and some relief and some joy, because it sounds like you deserve it. It sounds like you've worked really hard, and it sounds like you've deserved some time to just pour back into yourself. So I'm sending you lots of light. If you need a reading, please do reach out to me on my Etsy or my Ko-Fi. Thank you for being here with me and giving me your energy, and I hope this resonates. Sending you lots of light. See you next week. Bye. Hello, Pile 3. Thank you for joining me here. It's connecting your energy with me. This is going to bring through a message of what Spirit feels like you need to hear, what you need to listen to. as advice, right? So take what resonates, leave the rest. Know that always ultimately you have the ultimate power. You are the guiding force of your own light. This is energies as they currently sit. This is not you are stuck in this. There's any of that. No, 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 no. Okay, right? You are the creator of your universe. So take what resonates, leave the rest. Take this in your highest good. Always lead from your heart and trust that you are cradled by the universe and they've got you and everything will be good. All right, with that said, let's go ahead and get into it and see what message wants to come forth for you about what you need to hear or listen to, or what's being an invitation to listen to and hear. All right, let's do it. All right, Spirit, what message wants to come through for pile 3, for this collective, for pile 3? What message wants to come through for pile 3? Okay, trusting the stop. 9 of Swords. Temperance. And the Knight of Pentacles. Alrighty. Let's get into it and see what Spirit is bringing forth for you to hear. The 9 of Swords shows that in the past you've had a lot of fear and anxiety. There's been stuff that's been keeping you awake. There may even be, I'm drawn to the fact that she looks very sad in this card. There could be something that caused you hurt or grief in some way, a relationship of some form. When they talk about anxiety, some type of, depression that's come through that has been previously or in the past, making you feel very upset, and you've been having a lot of sleepless nights. Just connecting through to the card to see what comes forth. I'm drawn to the green on her pajamas, and the first thing that I'm hearing is like a broken heart of sorts. There's been, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a romance relationship, but it feels like something that kind of broke your heart for some reason, something that caused you grief in that respect. Not feeling like you can fully communicate yourself. I'm drawn to like the blueness of the curtains. So it feels like you've deeply wanted to communicate something is what feels like it's coming through. In spite of everything, I'm drawn to the gold. I feel like you are very protected. So although you've been having a lot of sleepless nights and worry and heartbreak over a situation, you're very held and the universe has you, but it's hard to see because the overwhelm of the thoughts, the overwhelm of the worry, the anxiety of, the thoughts even of sadness or how things hurt you or caused you hurt, it feels like almost like ruminating. It feels like it's brewing in your mind. It almost feels like a storm of sorts. So it's hard for you to feel the fact that you are protected because you're so... I'm just feeling like storm clouds. Like it feels very, like I'm feeling very... I'm also feeling the urge to say that storms pass. Storms pass. But you definitely, an acknowledgement of, you have previously felt very overwhelmed by the storm of emotions and kind of feeling like being caught up in a storm. So very storm cloudy. That's okay. Like we all have those feelings, the I've been there, right? the challenge comes in and the opportunity comes in, knowing that storms pass, knowing that the dawn breaks, knowing that the day comes, knowing that the sun will shine, and working through a day at a time, a step at a time to get through this energy. So yeah, just sending care towards you for whatever that situation may be. Know that you're held and that the universe has witnessed this and is holding you through it. Okay? Temperance is like that moderation, that harmony. So in present, it feels like you had been plagued with hurtful, stressful, anxiety-ridden, sad feelings, right? You're coming into presently a place of harmony. What's interesting here is this feels like finally a moment of kind of taking, it feels like a moment for you. You're moderating perhaps not only your feelings and your processing of them and, releasing what doesn't serve, having done the work to transmute and learn from them. But this also feels like you're moderating and balancing how you exist, how you present, and how you interact. Obviously, I don't mean like putting up walls, but I mean healthy boundaries and healthy ways of processing and recognizing what works best for you to keep you in balance and moderation. Okay? What's beautiful about this is it's calling in harmony into your life, and that's beautiful. And that makes me, I don't know you, but I'm happy that you have been able to get to this point where you're finding harmony. Give yourself like a pat on the back, or give yourself just a moment of applause, like to be able to come through, like sometimes what they call the dark night of the soul, those hard moments in your life, facing hard things, and then to be able to come into a place of harmony where you are presently is absolutely beautiful. And here I'm almost drawn to the flowers, and I'm hearing like a blossoming, like you're blossoming into your truest, most harmonious, most balanced self version of you. And this feels so much more relaxed. Like, this is beautiful. This feels, like you're sitting, you feel relaxed, but this also feels like, you're in connection, and it feels like you're being connected to your feelings and your intuition in a form sense. The fact that there's water, that you're dipping into the water. I don't know, this feels like relief and just harmony, and I don't know, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you that you've gotten to this point where you're stepping into a harmonious version of yourself currently, and you're working through this, and you're finally trusting your intuition and your feelings on things. And you're doing so in like a beautiful, grounded way, and like a nice, calm, healthy, structured way. Like, good for you, honestly, good for you. The Nine of Pentacles is like that steady progress, right? So taking those everyday slow steps, right? This is a camel. This isn't like a horse that's speeding, right? This is slow. This is steady. This is reaching your destination, right? One step at a time. So it feels like as you've transmuted whatever it was that you went through, right? And you're stepping into a place of harmony. Now you're taking slow, steady steps towards whatever it is that you see for your future, however it is that you are going to create or build your life, right? You're doing so in a steady, healthy way. This is no longer I'm rushing into something or, whatever it is, feeling overwhelmed. This is a slow, steady building process, taking the time. Let's see. I also want to say, like, the fact that this is a desert scene, I'm drawn to say that you are able to weather even the harshest conditions. Not that that's what like anybody wants for you or anything like that, but no matter what the landscape, the whatever it is in life, one step at a time will get you there, one step at a time, and keeping your eyes on healthy goals, right? So, and then just slowly, steadily progressing to there. So imagine, like looking back, it feels like an invitation to acknowledge the work that you've done, the fact that you pulled yourself from hurt, from disappointment, and transmuted, right? Look at you still standing. This is you currently. You are finding your harmony, right? Like that didn't defeat you. And yes, it can defeat some people. It's hard, and that's not to judge anyone. This is just saying, like, take heed of yourself and look at the strength, the fact that you've been able to pull through and alchemize and to move this into like such a healthy, beautiful, in touch with your intuition and your emotions in such a healthy, grounded way. And as you move forward, right, whatever it is that you're choosing to move forward through in life, no matter what climate the world throws at you, now you're moving forward very steady, very grounded, very harmonious, one step at a time, that you're going to be able to reach whatever destination, be it in love, in work, in, whatever it is that you're, manifesting. As long as you do things one step at a time, and like, the girl is sitting there very up straight. So it's like in your power and in your harmony, right? This isn't an energy, although night's coming fast. This is like the slowest, right, of the nights. You are steadily moving forward. Like you're making progress. So, and you're going to continue to make progress. So like you're going to, it almost feels like climb mountains and do whatever it is that, reach heights that you never thought of. And you're going to do so in a steady, grounded way. So this is like slowly unfolding for you in the future. But you're moving forward, you're progressing, and you're going to go do so harmoniously, because this is something that you've alchemized, that you've pulled into the essence of you. This is like the new version of yourself that then is going to move forward steadily forward into your future. So that's beautiful. All right. Let's see what messages the oracles want to come through. So yes, right now it feels like what you need to hear, what you need to listen is just to acknowledge the work that you've done and to trust that you are moving forward steadily into your future. But, to applaud yourself and to acknowledge that part of yourself and to love the fact of how far you've come and the work that you're doing to bring in that harmony. I'm proud of you. All right, let's get the oracle cards. All right, the first deck that I'm drawn to is the Mystical Shaman Pocket Oracle. Let's go ahead and see what message wants to come through. All right, what else wants to come through for pile 3? What else do they need to hear? What else do they need to listen? What message is coming through for them to hear? What message? Spirit is coming through for pile 3. Oh, trusting the stop. The beloved. All right, let's see what message is coming through. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So with this oracle card, they have something called the invitation and the medicine. The medicine's normally when the card comes out flipped. So I'm just going to read the essence and the invitation because this came out upright, okay? The beloved. The beloved is the recognition of spirit in another and moving towards spirit through the other. It is when the divine appears to us in the form of our child, our partner, our friend, and we experience being in love. As we grow, we start to recognize the beloved in everyone, not confusing their personality with their divine nature. The invitation. Accept the invitation to learn through the path of love. Expand your being through union with another. When you recognize the beloved in another, you call forth their highest and purest nature. Follow the path of love. I'll go ahead and pause this if you want to read the medicine because it didn't come out backwards, but you never know. All right. All right, so that's good. So, and I kind of also, I'm called to say to find the beloved in yourself as well. So they're like, find it in another, but you know, I feel like in your calling into harmony, in this temperance movement that you're being, to also, you know, find the divine and the love within yourself, you know, and in doing so, then it will call forth, if you're so choosing and searching for a relationship or just better connections with those around you, the healthier things, right? When you're in that frequency, you'll call forth that frequency. So, you know that you are beloved. You are beloved. You know what I mean? Like, give that to yourself and be at that frequencies, and then you will be able to find it in others, because you will be able to recognize that mutual light, that mutual healing, that mutual harmony, right? And you're going to pull in something healthier as you move forward. So, all right, let's see what next wants to come through. The next pile that I was drawn to is the herbal astrology. So let's see what message wants to come through. I feel called to share the inside of this deck says you are the medicine. So, you know, that healing that you've gone through, it's you. It was you. Okay. All right. Spirit, what other message would like to come through for this collective? What message would like to come through for this collective? What final message would like to come through, Spirit, for the collective? Okay, trusting will stop. Lemon balm, nurture. That's cute. All right, let's see what message wants to come through for you. Okay, this has upright and reverse. We will read upright because it was upright. Lemon balm, nurture. Melissa officinalis, it looks like. Upright, Earth Mother, access to the ways of Earth, planetary guardian, balance of feelings and emotions, and nurturance. There you go, that balance, that temperance, that harmony. Thank you, Spirit. Astrological ruler, Ceres, and Jupiter. Melissa officinalis is derived from the Greek word melissa, meaning honeybee, and it was planted by beekeepers at the Temple of Artemis to keep the sacred honeybees happy. Both in ancient Greece and Turkey, it was believed that planting lemon balm near beehives would attract honeybees and prevent them from abandoning the hive. In the Middle Ages, a sprig of lemon balm was said to stanch bleeding. That is so funny because I literally just cut myself. All right, Spirit. Okay. In more recent history, lemon balm is used for its relaxing effect on the central nervous system, providing great relief from stress, anxiety, and depressive moods. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, there you go. Okay, coming in with that nurturing information. Thank you, Spirit. Right? See, this shows you that Spirit's going to get you the message. Listen to what's coming through. Trust that Spirit's going to guide you, and it's going to give you the messages that you're meant to hear. Okay, listen, and take it in if you so choose. But you know, the offer, the invitation is to hear this and listen and know that it's here for you, right? Scientific studies have also found that lemon balm greatly increases the negative mood effects from psychological stress. Various cultures held the belief that lemon balm retained mystical soothing and memory powers. In folklore, it was used to ward off evil and promote good health and happiness. An ancient Arab physician from the 11th century named Avicenna believed lemon balm causeth the mind and heart to become merry. And he introduced this herb as a cure for depression and anxiety. I absolutely love that what was coming through was previously feeling depression and anxiety. And then this card is coming out through lemon balm. I love spirit, and I love when spirit spirits. And I love when the universe is like, I'm going to make sure you get the message, and it's going to come through loud and clear. Like, we've got you. We're going to give you things to heal. I mean, I'm not a doctor, so obviously take this with a grain of salt. This is neither here nor there. But, this is ancient wisdom that they're sharing. Take for it what you will. I just love that the overarching message that comes through is healing and nurturing, and we've got you, and we'll help you through this. Beautiful. Lemon balm embodies the archetype of both Jupiter and its feminine counterpart, the asteroid Ceres. Roman goddess Ceres rules health, agriculture, nutrition, fertility, our relationship to mother, the nurturance or lack thereof within family relationships, and our ultimate connection to Mother Earth. Ceres describes what we need to feel nurtured in this life and how we nurture those around us. That's that card that was coming in, the beloved, nurturing yourself and then finding that to be able to nurture others. Thank you again, Spirit, for the confirmation. Like Jupiter, her qualities are jovial, supportive to our sense of well-being and longevity. The guidance. Give yourself permission to mother the deepest core of yourself. Listen to your inner child. Retrieve the unconscious parts of your past. Forgive yourself. And liberate the inner child that has remained silenced. Lemon balm assists us in reconnecting to the... I can talk. Sorry about that. Lemon balm assists us in the reconnecting to the gentle power of nurturance. Her soft and gentle touch reminds us to connect to the Great Mother in all of her shapes and forms. The medicine of the honeybee is here to serve you, prompting you to ask yourself, where can I soften and receive? How can I access my inner child to access great wholeness? Honeybee symbolizes the magic of nectar, vitality, prosperity, and the great inner and outer wealth that is ahead. There you go, the inner and outer wealth that is ahead that you are slowly progressing towards. And there's that nurturing, lemon balm, feminine, loving yourself, healing yourself, nurturing yourself to come into this harmony that will then, bring about this vitality, this prosperity, this great inner and outer wealth that is ahead, that you are moving towards step by step, no matter what the future energies, environments bring. So, beautiful. The universe, the invitation to listen to hear is that nurturing and that loving of that self. Continue on that harmony of that balance, of that care, of loving yourself, of loving that inner child so that you can continue, of loving yourself through whatever happened into harmony and forward into a beautiful future for yourself if you so choose to hear. But take what resonates, leave the rest. I send this forth to you in lots of light. If you feel so called to get a reading from me, please do check out my Etsy and my Ko-Fi. I am here if you need some guidance from Spirit. But trust that you also have that. You have that within yourself, and you are proving that. You are showing yourself that. And you're showing yourself that love. You're showing yourself that intuitive connection and that emotional connection. So I'm proud of you. I'm sending you lots of light, and the future looks beautiful and steadily forward. So sending you lots of light, sending you lots of love. And thank you again for being here, and I'll see you next week. Bye.